everybody. Been a while since I've been on, but I'm back now for a show. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and Happy New Year. I wish you all the best in the new year, and I hope everybody stays healthy and safe. And hopefully this year we'll get rid of this pandemic and we can get back to something as what normal used to be, I guess. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be making a frame for the Diamond Dot Pictures, the 5D diamond paintings. Now this is one here that my son actually started, but he hadn't gotten finished, but I'm going to make a frame for it, have that part done anyway. Some of them comes with a wooden frame on them, but this one never, and I'm going to be making one. And I'm going to be making it that it measures across here and down here, so that when it's done, basically all you're going to see is that edge. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, I'm just going to be using some scrap material that I got, and I ripped it up, 3/4 inch stock, and I ripped it at 3/4. So you can pretty much use a lot of scrap like that. So when you go to take your measurements, what you want to do is just write them down, and the measurements on your points, that's going to be the long points of your 45 degrees. I just got these cut for now, because these were off another one that I done. So one end is already mitered, so I'm going to be mitering the other end. Then to put it together, I'm just going to be using this miter bond. So this is the glue, and this is the actuator. It's a two-part, and you can use just the glue alone, but then you got to hold it for about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. But if you use the activator, you only got about 10 seconds. That's about it. So when you go to glue it, you got to make sure that you got it down and you got it in line the way you want it. And then I'm going to be stapling on. I got a pneumatic stapler. You can use a hand stapler, but this one is a lot easier. And then I'm going to take my measurements and cut them on the miter saw. So how I'm going to take my measurements, now it's hard to hold the end of the tape there like that and get an accurate measurement. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to pull my measuring tape out, and I'll turn it upside down the other way so you can see me measuring. I'm going to hold it on to 10. So if I hold this corner on to 10, then I'm going to measure over, and it measures, it says 19 7/16. So that's 9 7/16. So we'll mark that down. I get a pencil with a top on it. So 9 7/16. 9 7/16 by, again I'm going to hold a 10 right on the edge, and I'll measure over, and that says 19 7/16, so that's 9 7/16. So this one is pretty much square. So that's going to be to me long points from 45. So now where it's cut like that, so I'll lodge it down like that. I'll take my measuring tape, my pencil, and I'll hook my measuring tape right on that long point, and I'll measure 9 7/16. And that's going to be to the long point of 45 degrees. 9 7/16. So I need 4 of them. 9 7/16. 9 7/16. Now, I always like to double check my measurements just to make sure. Measure twice, cut once. There we go, all 9 7/16. Now I'll double check to make sure that that's what this was. 9 7/16. 9 7/16. Alright, now you don't have to have a big miter saw like this. You could have a small one. It's just that that's the tools I got, so that's what I'm going to use. Now always be careful when you're using this stuff. Oh, my coffee, look. Get that out of the way. I don't want to tip that over. That's the most important thing here in the workshop, is the coffee. So when you're using miter saws, you just want to be careful. Your fingers understand the tool, know how to use it. Now, technically, you should be wearing safety glasses. I got glasses on. They're not safety glasses, but for now, because I'm still waiting on my prescription safety glasses to come, and to see good lines and make good cuts, I gotta have my glasses on. But always know and understand your tools before you use them. And if you're not sure about how to operate power tools, make sure you read the owner's manual. Anyway, when I'm going to cut this, I'm just barely going to cut the line off, because when I make the miter, when that miter is made, I don't want it to over exceed, so I'll just barely take that line off. So what I do, I start my saw, get the saw up to full power before I start making a cut, and then I'll go down close to the line, and if I got to move it over a little bit, I'll move it over, and once I know where I got to make me cut exactly, that's where I'll make it. But don't go in past your line, because then your stuff is going to be too short. Now there's that like that. So now where I got this one already cut, you got to have the long side, that's going to be the long points, facing out towards you with the saw turned this way. You don't have to be turning your saw back and forth to different miters for different cuts. Once you understand how a tool can work, you can understand how you can keep it at one way and cut at one way all the time. And this way I can see me line too. It's a lot better. It's always nice to have a garbage bucket around. That piece is good for another one. Now you can always take this now, lodge it together, and see if all your points line up. Because I know now that this is square, so it looks like they're all the same length. There we go. Now, so that's that done. Now, this is going to go together, and when it goes together, it'll be in. obviously you're putting it on the back side, but it'll be in on the picture itself on the back. And that's how that's going to go together. Now, when you're using this miter bond, you want to try to lodge it on a surface that when the glue seeps out, it's not going to stick to it. Right? Just pre-dry, make sure everything is fitting nice together tight. When you're going to put the ends together. Now, spray this away from you. This is a spray. Make sure you point it away from your face, because you don't want to get that in the eyes. Like I said, you only got roughly 10 seconds or so. Maybe 20. I like to hold it there just to make sure. And anything that seeps out is going to be hard once it's dry, so you just pick it off. There you go. See? Now where this is square, it don't matter what piece you put. No matter what piece you put square. Now I always like to put the points together and then gradually bring it in. And then hold it tight. Count to 10, count to 20. I like to go about 20 seconds just to make sure. And you don't want to get that on your fingers either, because that's just as bad as crazy glue. Now I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do that one and that one, two of them at the same time. And it looks like I'll be able to. So, put that on there. You don't need a whole lot. Now try not to let the other end touch together right away. It's good when you gotta force them close together, because then it makes it easier for putting it together. Now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be putting a few staples in this, just to make sure that it stays together. See? And I'll put a few staples in it just to... And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the mat over them, and that way it won't be seen. Here we go. That's that part. There's your frame. Now you just look for some glue there. Just pick it off. Now you're going to lock this. Now with that hold up to the light, you can see the line of where the picture is. So if you lodge that face down, you can still see it. So with that showing, now you put your frame on the black lines. Sometimes it's hard to see. And then you fold it, hopefully it's where you want it. Now I'm just going to pin that right there. course. I never done what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to put this against the mat. By the time this is all done, it's on the back anyway, so even if you ends up not doing that, it's no big deal. So this is the hardest part. Stretching it a little bit. Get it. And pull out to light. Now we got to try to make sure that you get it that it's straight with the picture. That's as close as I'm going to get it, I think. That's there. That's that corner. That's that corner. So it could come over a little tiny bit. Yeah, that's not bad. It's hard. We don't have much to work with. Pull that. Some of it is hard. You don't have a lot of material there to pull on, which makes it very difficult to do. But anyhow, that's that side. Got a lot to pull on. Depending on how flat and everything else you want it, that's going to depend on how many staples you put in it. Now for the corners, I'm just going to poke them in, fold them over. So I'm just going to push that in straight like that. And that automatically wants to go on a 45, like that. So you put that crease there, and you fold this one in. Same thing. It makes a 45. Then you put it down. You start pulling that up around. Move to the corner. again. Remember, you don't have to be too particular. But remember, that is going against the wall. So, or wherever you decide to hang it up. There we go. That's the diamond dot framed. So, that's that done anyway. So, hopefully now later on I'll get more stuff to do, and we'll, I got a few other things I'd like to do, and I'm going to be making more of these frames later on. So, we'll see how everything goes. It starts back to work here, on Monday. So, but in my spare time and on my days off, I'm going to be doing small little projects, and later on, I'm hoping to make a project, and then I'm going to be doing a giveaway on it, and it's going to, you know, for so many subscribers, and when I hit that many, that subscriber will get to win the prize. So that's going to be in a couple of months' time. So anyway, I just want to again, I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. Stay healthy, stay safe, and enjoy your projects. Take your time when you're doing them. It's always fun to see the outcome and on how everything looks once it's all done. But until the next time, again, stay safe, and I'll be looking forward to seeing everybody again soon. Thank you.